Right, so you start taking pieces, and we'll see how this goes. But you don't want to take too many pieces away, or you'll be playing flag football.
John Harbaugh, who made his bones as a special teams coach for Andy Reid in Philadelphia.
Yeah, that's right.
When Reid was the Eagles head coach, they both have some thoughts about this chipping away at the kickoff rule. Basically, they understand it's dangerous. So their solution is, let's just not do it as often. That's how they've been working toward making it safer. Hey, it's a dangerous play, so let's create scenarios where it won't happen. I don't know that that's the way to do it. We've had one occasion over the past decade where they've tried to make some more fundamental changes to the play itself. But this latest change, the fair catch between the goal line and the 25 that gives you the ball at the 25, that is just another example of coming up with a way to have fewer kickoff returns, because if we have fewer kick returns, there's going to be fewer instances of guys colliding at high speed, fewer concussions, fewer neck injuries, fewer injuries overall.
So what's Harbaugh's logic?
I heard from somebody.
What's Harbaugh's logic on why it'll create more? The squib?
I don't know.
Is he thinking the squib?
I guess. The mortar kick. The mortar kick, I was told yesterday by a coach, is going to be utilized more aggressively. There's going to be a lot of creativity applied by special teams coaches to force the ball into play. We're going to force you to return this kick. We're going to force you to not make a fair catch and take it at the 25. So you're going to have, I don't know that you're going to have more high-speed collisions, but it's going to be more of a crazy scrum where there could be more collisions. I mean, what they're trying to minimize is the full-speed guys running at each other unimpeded.
Right.
And dipping their helmets instinctively at the moment of contact. That's how Kevin Everett, remember the Bills tight end, who suffered a serious neck injury that ultimately was resolved, but it scared the hell out of everyone.
Yep.
And then Eric LeGrand at Rutgers, permanently paralyzed in a similar setting, and it made Greg Schiano one of the pioneers when he was with the Buccaneers to push changes through. That's what they're trying to avoid. Two guys, straight line, maximum speed. Like the Oklahoma drill, but instead of 10 yards apart, you're 40 yards apart when you finally collide. So that's what they're trying to take out of it. But again, they have to be cognizant of the unintended consequences. What are teams going to do now with the kickoff? What are teams going to do with the kick return? You're not required to take the fair catch. Maybe you're going to decide, you know what? This team never has to make any tackles on kickoff returns anymore because they always kick it out of the end zone, or the team that they're playing always does the fair catch and puts it to 25, so they're not ready to deal with us. Let's go. We're going to return it. We're not going to take the fair catch. So I just think that this isn't the silver bullet that they're looking for. What they need to do is sit down and consider more fundamental changes to the kickoff return, and if they can't come up with a solution, just get rid of it and put the ball at the 25.
I mean, it seems like we're going there. I mean, we've made a lot of adjustments to that play already. I know there's going to be injuries, but yeah, it's just I'm a little bit with Andy Reid. Where does it stop? I got to see it to believe it with what John Harbaugh says. I don't see how it's going to create more high-end, collisions. I don't. I think when it gets all down to it, like, teams are just going to fair catch it and go, hey, I'm going to take the ball at the 25. And I don't think teams are going to risk I'm going to hit the squib kick and maybe they're going to get the ball at the 45 because we didn't squib it the right way or it bounced off a guy in the front line. I have a hard time thinking that'll happen. But to me, it is a little bit more of like, again, at some point, this was a part of the game. It's a big part of the game. It's one of the most exciting plays in the game. I mean, one of the best moments of the year last year, let me think about it. Oh, Naheem Hines with Damar Hamlin in the stadium. Kick return, touchdown, twice. I mean, marquee moments. Devin Hester, Super Bowl. I mean, that's where it's just like at some point we got to just go, hey, this is football. Players, this is what you signed up for. We're going to continue to adjust rules so, we don't have like you said, the wedge and four guys and doing something that's just so barbaric. But like, we know what we signed up for here, and it's getting close to 7-on-7, and it's getting a little scary that way, and it does annoy me. You know that.
Well, and by the way, the Thursday night game on Thanksgiving, the NBC game, there was a kickoff return by the Vikings
to win the game, basically a huge moment, right?
Really, it came at a time when they desperately needed it, and it gives the team a lift. as the game goes forward. It's one of those lightning strike plays that can change the vibe of a game.
It's
and
the
they're on
third
the verge
phase
taking
of the game, and we're taking a phase away of the game. There's would say that out loud. There's 3 phases of a game, and we're taking one of them away. And I don't love that. I'm sorry.
Here's something else I know. I haven't written this yet, but I will later today. Here's what I'm told, and this is behind the curtain stuff. This is conspiracy theory stuff.
Yeah.
This is the call is coming from inside the house.
There's a shooter on the grassy knoll.
And there's what's really going on
right.
that I'm privy to because, again, I'm the only one that will say this out loud. In March, when they tried to push this change through initially, take that down, Pete, or I will drive to Stanford and kick your ass today. Unless I'm not. All right, thank you. And I said Stanford for some reason, not Stanford. Far longer drive to Palo Alto than Connecticut. But I digress. They tried to push this through in March. And one of the reasons they tabled it is someone suggested, let's bring some special teams coordinators to New York. Let's have a meeting where we brainstorm ways we can make the place safer without doing this thing that the coaches don't want with the fair catch inside the 25 and between the goal line, and you get it to 25. So a group went to New York. And for whatever reason, Rich McKay wasn't there for this meeting. Well, Rich McKay, I'm told, right now, basically it's Goodell, it's McKay running the show, deciding what rules go through, pushing it through, overpowering the naysayers. There's about 26 owners who aren't paying enough attention to really care anyway, and it's Goodell and it's McKay. And if McKay's got that much juice and he's not showing up for this meeting, how in the hell is anything that's discussed at that meeting going to change what they ultimately did? And the fact that he wasn't there tells you they're not interested in brainstorming ideas. They just want fewer kick returns. So they're doing this because they think it's going to be fewer kick returns because it's the most dangerous play in the game. And I guess there's some cockeyed concern about liability, that you know this is the most dangerous play in the game and you're not doing anything to minimize it. Look,
you've done a lot of things.
They all know it's dangerous.
Right.
They all know.
Right.
They all know the risks. No one can file a single lawsuit now saying that the NFL knows the risks to the game and they've done nothing to make the game safer.
Yeah.
They know the risks when they sign up. The union knows the risks.
That's what I mean.
If you don't want to accept the risks,
right,
don't play football.
Where does it
We all know it now. There was a time.
I know.
There was a time where we didn't know it.
Right.
We all know it now.
Right.
If you're playing, you're accepting those.
Are they
risks.
going to take the ISO run away? Are they going to take the ISO play away? Because we know it's a man. We might be liable. We know it's a high collision play. Saquon Barkley hitting the linebacker and running the football. We should take it away. I'm just annoyed. And I'm annoyed about this subject because of the next subject we're going to talk about and the bullshit the NFL peddles to everybody all the time. And they're going to tell us they worry about
safety. They're going to finally
safety.
call and complain about you
They
instead
worry
of me.
about safety, but yet they're going to make all the players play on a surface that they say is not safe and they get hurt on and their body hurts just to make a little more money. So that's where I say NFL, screw off with your little pedestal safety bullcrap. Sorry.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.